Namaste to all. This is my third video on Manusmriti. I'm trying to explain some of the slokas of Manusmriti from the book Light of Truth by Swami Dayanand Saraswati. Manu Bhagavan was a great yogi, great rishi, and we have a very wrong thinking that Manu Bhagavan originated the caste system, or there are a lot of slokas which demeans women, etc., which is totally false. I have made several videos on this. Now the first two audios you would have seen. If you are not seen, please do see that in the description. I am trying to give the link. And if you are seeing in the Facebook, hearing in the Facebook, you can go to my channel Know Your Vedas in YouTube and then search for this audios. Now Manusmriti, of course it is not continuation. You can hear out any of the audios. It's not a continuation. अहिंसैव भूतानां कार्यं श्रेयोऽनुशासनं वाक् चैव मधुराश्लक्षणा प्रयोजया धर्ममिच्छता. This is 2 by 156 Manusmriti. यस्य वाङ्मनसे शुद्धे सम्यग् गुप्ते च सर्वदा स वै सर्वम् आप्नोति वेदान्तोपगतं फलम्. This is 2 by 160 Manusmriti. So in the first one, Manu Bhagavan says it is the duty of the teacher, that is the learned men and the other scholars, that they should be free from ill will and conduct the people to the path of well-being. People means here the students. I don't know if you have recently heard about the issue in Chennai, in one of the school where a teacher misbehaved with or tried to molest a girl, and he has been doing this for quite some years, it seems. I have also made another video in Tamil, what is the punishment for such acts in the Vedas. So this Manusmriti sloka says the duty of the learned men and the teachers or the scholars to be free from ill will and conduct the students in a good path. The problem is we have forgotten Vedas, we have forgotten Manusmriti. Even when we hear these kind of slokas and advices, we just ignore it because we are not interested in really following, adopting Vedas in our life. The sloka further says the teachers should always use sweet and decent language. I have seen the Twitter posting of the girl students against the teacher. In fact, the teacher uses very not harsh words, very words like, you are making me horny, etc. in the classrooms, and in the online classes he has taken class like with a bath towel, just he has taken shower and then come out with a bath towel and has been taking classes. And you see the advice given by Manu Bhagavan here. Whoever is desirous of the propagation of the righteousness should always follow the truth and advise others to do so. So teachers should follow the righteousness and also should encourage the students to follow the righteousness, that is dharma. Dharma means Sanatan Dharma only. And the other sloka 2 by 160 says, a man who keeps his speech and mind pure and under control, that is a person who keeps his mind under his control and pure and follow the pure thoughts of the mind, he obtains all the good accruable from the study of the Vedas. So he will be able to understand Vedas when he controls his mind and senses. If you see the next sloka, Sammanat Brahmano Nityam Mudvijeta Vishadhiva Amritasya Eva Chakang Kshedavam Manasaya Sarvada. That Brahmin alone, here the definition of Brahmin comes, that Brahmin alone is the knower of Vedas, actual knower of Vedas and actual knower of Almighty God, who is ever afraid of fame as a poison and who keenly seeks ill names as if it is nectar. So that is, one should be ready to meet disgrace in the performance of duty. That is, if you are doing a work and somebody criticizes you, it appears to be a nectar to the wise men, and this wise man is called as Brahmin. There is no caste system in Manusmriti. The definition of Brahmin is very clear: one who is learned of Vedas and who has attained Almighty God or who has realized Almighty God. Basically, those people are always afraid of the fame, and they think that if somebody is praising them, then they think that they are drinking poison. See the character of high qualified wise men. On the other hand, we see in today's world people like praise. Some people actually long for this appreciation. Will not somebody praise me? Will not somebody comment good on me, etc., which is absolutely not okay. A person who is ready to meet disgrace in performance of his duty is the wise person, as per Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. What a knowledge he has given. Next one. Anena kramayogena sanskritatma dvijah shanaihi guru vasan sanchhinuyad brahmadigammikam tapah. You see, Guru Vasan. Here it's very clearly mentioned that male and female students, they have to get the sacred thread. After invested with the sacred thread, they learn the Vedas from the Acharya Guru Vasan. Actually, they stay in the Gurukul to understand the knowledge of Vedas, and thus they do their tapasya, that is the austerity. And when they do the austerity tapasya, that is Shrutam Tapah, study of Vedas, slowly they grow by degrees. That means slowly they get more and more knowledge from their Acharya, and at one point of time they become learned of Vedas. And this Manusmriti Shloka very clearly says it is that male and female students both has to be invested with sacred thread. Today, unfortunately, this sacred thread ceremony is done only for male children, that too mostly in Brahmin family or some other, also practiced in other cultures. But then females are not being put the sacred thread, which is against the Vedas and Manusmriti. We have to encourage female children also to have Upanayana, and they also have to study Vedas. Next one. Yo aniditya dvijo vedam manyatra kurute shramam sa jivaneva shudratvam ashu gacchati sanvayah. Here the word Shudra comes. See, very clear definition by Manu Bhagavan. Who is a Shudra? Yo aniditya dvijo vedam manyatra kurute shramam. One who does not study Vedas, one who does not give time to listen Vedas from his Acharya. On the other hand, he spends lot of kurute shramam. He is putting lot of his efforts to study anyatra, other books other than Vedas. Basically, Vedas are not books, but he invests his time in reading other books which are written by humans. And if you see in today's world, this is very common that some students, they by heart Bhagavad Gita shlok. If the father asks, okay, tell me the shloka number 21 of the 6th chapter, then immediately he or she recites it, and then people clap, they get prizes, etc. So here God says, or Manu Bhagavan says, it's not God, it's Manusmriti. Manu Bhagavan says that one who is doing this kind of activities to get name and fame, they don't concentrate on Vedas, but they concentrate on something else. Sa jivan neva shudratvam ashu. These people are called as Shudra. They become Shudra even in this life. Jivan neva means even in this life they are called Shudra. This itself is clearly proving the fact that there is no caste system by birth. The previous shloka also proved very clearly that Brahmana means that one who is realized of Almighty God, one who can realize Almighty God only by his karma of tapasya. So it's not by birth. Here also Shudra does not come by birth. It says Sa Jivan Neva. That is, during his lifetime he becomes Shudra, and with all his family members, that means even if the family is also doing the same thing, they all go into Shudra. These are very great secret from the Vedas which my Acharya always used to preach, and the same thing is also written by Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. 100% truth here. So let us not spend time to study other books. There are so many people who are by-hearting Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranamam, Lalita Sahasranamam, Kanda Puranam, so many things which are all anti-Vedic books, all are written by human beings. And that is why we are spending so much of time in illusion, we are away from Almighty God, we are away from the Vedic knowledge. So I tried to explain you the further 5 slokas from the Manusmriti. I will try to meet you soon in another audio video. I hope you would have understood. I request you to listen again and again. These are immense treasure for all of us. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.